Now, tributes continue to pour in for TV personality and renowned social activist Mam'Angie Diale, who passed away yesterday at the Leratong Hospital. She was 55 years. The celebrated presenter is best known for presenting the shows Please Step In on Mzansi Magic and SABC1's Relate, and was well known for her feisty and no-nonsense approach. She was also an HIV activist and served as a spokesperson for the Khomanani movement. And joining us now is the family spokesperson, Lillian Mofokeng, to chat about Mam'Angie Diale's legacy. Sister Lillian, good morning, and thank you so much for tuning in and for really just giving us your time this morning. Let's just start off with, we do know that she's passed away yesterday, but what other details could you share with us around how she was feeling hours before she took her last breath?
Thank you for having us, and on behalf of the family, we really appreciate all the condolences that we are getting from every corner across South Africa, even internationally. You know, funny enough, Angie was in her jovial self, very happy about life, and it was like she actually knew that she was going. But she was speaking in parables, but she really prayed for the family and prayed with the family just before she really got admitted into the hospital. She spoke to the kids, she spoke to their hubby and all of us, in her normal true self. I think even the drivers of the ambulance to the hospital, they were actually shocked to learn, that of her passing, because she was still in her ordinary high spirits. So we didn't see it coming, but she did say to us, the most important message I think that she said to the youngest son that she's got was to say, my son, I had asked God to give me extra 15 years. And that 15 years that I had asked God to give me had expired. But we didn't understand at the time what that meant. And that was around 3 o'clock in the morning, before they left him at the hospital. So little did we know, around 8 o'clock yesterday morning, and then she just slept in peace and left us all.
Now, of course, we know her as a TV personality, as I've mentioned, but for those who don't know her personally, what kind of person was Mam'Angie?
No, that's a difficult question to answer. I think Mam'Angie was just not a celebrity. She was never a celebrity. She never looked at herself as a celebrity. She always used to say to me that, I am a God's vessel, and I will only do what God wants me to do on earth until the time that He remembers me. For me to survive HIV for so many years is because I have not completed my purpose. So she would just be, she was a neighbor, and surprisingly enough, Angie was still staying at home with her mother, looking after her children and her brother. And, in the community where her NGO was also based, she really served the community and lived for the community of Middlelands. So I think for me, we never saw Angie, and even the community around, they just never saw her as a celebrity. They just saw her as a girl next door, because Natla Pota fella like all of us and cracking jokes. And she had a very naughty personality. Apart from Koroma Yamodi screening, some TV through Relate and Please Step In, she would just be the true self, to all of us at any given time. She had a very big heart. She used to give herself, most of the counseling that Angie did was never paid for. She was just doing it out of saving God and understanding that she has a purpose in life, and that purpose was just to make a difference. And she did it in a way that as a family we had allowed her to be. We used to call her, the Oprah of the Mzansi in the family, to say, she is just not our mother alone. She's got so many other children. So, or the Iyanla, to say, fix my life. We said to her, we know and understand you are the Iyanla of Mzansi. So there's nothing that we can do, but we are willing to share you with the world.
I was actually about to ask you exactly that, if she was the harsh person Onarichika on our screens, as you've mentioned, or I mean, from what she's telling us now, totally different person from what we saw on our screens and what she was.
Narichika, no, Narichika lorona, Narichika anybody, akau chikela gore why o fiela o tlogela matlhokwana a di sticks on the floors o sawato. You know, I mean, nachikana anywhere and everywhere. Asna gore motho mogolo or o motho mo o motjwang. And the nice thing about Angie, nasa tlhopolle batho. You know, there are people ba ba tsamang ba topa ditšhini mo strateng who come knock now at our home saying, "Rutla ba re Mam'Angie hateng. We used to eat breakfast, lunch, and supper from the center. Are we still going to have that food?" You know, because she served the community, irrespective of class or creed, and anybody that really wanted her part. She was just available for everybody without even asking for a cent from anybody.
So what is the one thing that you think you will miss most about Mam'Angie?
Yeah, I personally, I've been friends with Angie for more than 25 years. And, you know, I'm the sister that God just didn't give her biologically. So I will just miss the sister in her, the honesty that she will tell me. I mean, Angie I would go with my own personal issues, whether it's work-related or family-related. You know, she will tell me and call me to order. And half it's you know, and this is just the truth and nobody else can tell you the truth. I will miss that soundboard. Somebody that will be honest with me and tell me the truth as is without even sugarcoating it. But because it comes from a good heart. So that is what I will miss. And I think even from the children's side, they are just saying that, you know what, we are not crying that our mother is gone, but we are crying that that voice of reason is just not going to be there anymore. But we will have to refer. She used to write a lot. So we are lucky because she reads a lot, she writes a lot. There are a lot of books that will be coming to publish in the coming years. So that we can make sure that Legacy High continues and all her teachings that she has documented we share with the world. So I think we really feel that that is how we would want to honor her through this time.
And you do mention her children. You've mentioned that she was married also as well and lived with her mom. How is the family holding up?
The family is holding up only through God's grace because it's a praying family. It's a family that knows God. It's difficult. As I am talking to you, we are actually at the mortuary now at the hospital where we are taking her body to go to the undertaker as we are preparing for the arrangements. So it is quite a very emotional time for all of us. But through God's grace, we know that He will never bring us this far and leave us. So we are just holding up so that God can take care of all of us and we be able to stand up and be brave. I'm sure they say to me as they are crying that, you know what, Angie would not want to see us cry this much. But let us cry, Lillian, just today because we just can't do otherwise. We have to stand up and be there for her and do what she did for all of us throughout.
And so you mentioned the issue now that you are currently moving her body from the mortuary to the undertakers. At this point, have there been any discussions around the memorial service and possibly the funeral service as well, or those are still ongoing?
Yes, there are arrangements that we are planning now. The first arrangement is that we are arranging a drive-through memorial on Sunday. From 1 o'clock, we are asking people if they can converge at Orlando Stadium. We will leave from Orlando Stadium through to their house from 1 o'clock. We will depart from 1 o'clock from Orlando Stadium for a drive-through memorial to her home in Meadowlands Zone 9. And then we are planning to have a formal memorial service with speeches, which will also be just opposite their house at Fiat Park. Which we will hold 12 o'clock on Monday midday from 12 to 2 o'clock. Funeral will be held at the Grace Bible Church in Pimville from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and that will be on Wednesday next week.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Lillian Mofokeng, the family spokesperson for the Diale family, and our deepest condolences to you and the family and all of Mam'Angie's friends during this very difficult time. And if you just needed those details, of course, just telling us about the drive-through memorial that will take place on Sunday from 1 p.m. And you'll converge at the Orlando Stadium, then drive through to Mam'Angie's home. Then, of course, the formal memorial service will be on Monday, and that will be from 12 until 2. And then on Wednesday, it will be the funeral service from 9 to 11 from Grace Bible Church.